Thank you, Chairwoman, and thanks to all of you for attending today on this very important topic. Clearly, a proper census count is a rural issue, a suburban issue, and an urban issue. It's a U.S. issue. We want to make sure that we count everyone. I'm Representative Rouda. I'm from California, Orange County, California, the 48th District. And in the 48th District, we have an area affectionately known as Little Saigon, which includes parts of Westminster, Santa Ana, and Garden Grove. And it's a community that's, I think, is an example of hard to count places. And so what I really want to talk about with all of you is the goal of having partnership specialists helping out with the Census Bureau's efforts to make sure that we do get an accurate count in all communities. These partnership specialists tend to be trusted local voices who serve as critical liaisons between the Census Bureau and the local communities. Yet the Census Bureau has reportedly failed to meet its own deadlines for hiring partnership specialists, raising questions about the effectiveness of this program. Ms. Gupta, can you explain why partnership specialists are so important in increasing census participation in hard-to-count communities?
Well, the partnership specialists really are reflective of the local communities. They are often made up of people from local communities who are going to be much more trusted messengers as well as door knockers than anyone from the federal government or the Bureau if they have to self-identify that way. And so the partnership program, the Bureau has historically relied on its ability to hire and to have a robust partnership program for that reason. And I would say particularly now because of, I think, escalated fears in light not only of the citizenship question, but the climate for immigrants in this country right now and the feelings vis-a-vis the federal government, that it is more important than ever that there are full hiring is done and that we've got those partners in every community in places like Little Saigon where there will be language barriers as well.
Can you elaborate too? Because some people would suggest that the advertising campaigns that we do and websites that provide significant information suffice, yet I think you would recognize and agree that we need more because these partnership specialists provide a role that those don't. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, the partnership specialists are doing much more than just providing public education. They are actually in community, often should be also trained in language. And my colleague, John Yang, I think could speak very directly to some of the challenges that folks in Little Saigon will face without a robust partnership program. But they are much more engaged at the local level, kind of interfacing with members of the community in a way that no amount of media or communications, it's all vital, but it is not going to have the same reach.
So we know that these partnership specialists play an incredibly important role in making sure that we get an accurate census count. And the Census Bureau was supposed to have 1,500 partnership specialists hired by June 30th, 2019. They missed it. They set a revised target to hire these specialists by September 1st, 2019, and our understanding from the GAO is that they missed that again in December. Mr. Vargas, what concerns do you have about the delay in the hiring of these partnership specialists?
My major concern is that there will not be sufficient time to make sure that these specialists are adequately trained to do the job that needs to be done now. The Census Bureau's media campaign is beginning in January. Just in days. We need specialists on the ground, not just hired, but to know what's going on. And one of the challenges we've had is that we've encountered partnership specialists that are not well informed themselves about the census operations. And if I could use this opportunity to make a recommendation to the congressman from Texas who's from a rural community, sir, my advice would be that you should look at where in your district will people not receive mailings. Because many rural communities will not get any mail. They will be hand-delivered the census form through an operation called Update Enumerate, or Update Leave, excuse me. So but my recommendation is that everybody needs to understand what the operations that the Census Bureau will conduct in your districts, because not everybody will get mail. And specialists need to be informed about that. And so my concern is that not only are we behind in the hiring, but there's not enough time to make sure they're fully trained so that they're accurately informing the community about census processes.
So to say that in another way, we want to make sure not only do we hire those that we've committed to hire in a timely manner to make sure they have the appropriate skill set, but equally important, they have the proper training so they can do their job. Is that correct?
That is absolutely
Great.
correct.
Thank you very much, and I yield back, Madam Chair.